There it is, one of the legendary college basketball venues, Mackey Arena, on the campus of Purdue University. Right up I-65 from Indianapolis, about 60 miles, and we are ready for the Drake Bulldogs and the Wichita State Shockers. This is the first four. The winner of this game will enter into the West and match up against USC. Drake and Wichita State. Wichita State was in the Missouri Valley for over 70 years. So even though they've been out of the Valley and into the American for the last four, and by the way, winning their first regular season title in the American Athletic Conference, this is a very, very familiar matchup, as Jimmy told you. Jimmy, you feel like you could go out there and give him 20 right now. You've got some good memories in this venue.
Maybe not 20, but I'm pretty sure I can knock down a couple shots right now.
So Drake will control the first possession. Bo Borowski, Steven Anderson, Brian McNutt are three officials. Paul Sells is the alternate official. Allowing about 20% capacity of fans in here. You'll hear a lot of noise. Both of these programs, those who are lucky enough to get tickets, have been extremely vocal so far. There's a turnover on the first possession. And here come the Shockers. There is Gilbert, lost the handle. Right back in the hands of the Bulldogs of Drake.
And good transition defense that time by the Bulldogs, getting back after that turnover.
First three is down. DJ Wilkins opens up the scoring here tonight.
And Drake fans are very familiar with that shot, in particular from Wilkins. 60% of his shots, BA, come from behind the three-point line, so very comfortable in that space.
Good noisy in here. Udeze and Brody, that'll be an excellent matchup in the paint.
Well, to get your game started right, you love to see the ball go through the nets early on, and DJ Wilkins coming off a 20-point game against Loyola. The stroke is beautiful, it's pure. All three of those count.
Got a great guard matchup. We got an excellent big man matchup, and Udeze and Brody. Dennis, three-point shooter, getting it organized here. The point guard, transfer from UConn. Late clock here. Gilbert missed the three, up and over the backboard. That'll be Drake ball.
There you go, BA. The ball is stuck up there. To use those hops to get up there and get him.
Yep. I'm going for this right here, right there. That's what I'm going with.
But you know what? You may not even be able to get it down with that. I'm not for sure.
You know, when you're on this campus here at Purdue, you have that engineering absorption going on. You figure out the smart way to do it.
That's right.
Man, it is good to be back.
Yes,
it's good to watch live games in person and to be here at the NCAA tournament. One of the more unusual setups. It's going to be one of the more impressive championships ever won, in my opinion. Going through all these players have gone through with the COVID protocols, with injuries, with ramp-ups. They've been in isolation. It's an honor to be back with you after 23 months away from this great event. Late clock again. Brody's got the ball in his hands. Going to have to take a long two. Wichita State will take that shot all day long.
Yeah, and Drake can't get locked into one side of the court. If they do that, Wichita State and their defense are going to be able to lock in and force you to take a shot, like we saw with Brody into the shot clock.
Oh, big bodies going at it there, and Morris Udeze scores for the first time for Wichita State.
And I like that too. Multiple moves down low, keep Brody and that size off balance, able to finish.
That is one of the big scores for Drake, Joseph Yesufu. Drake has lost two of their key players for this stretch run. Roman Penn, their point guard, he is out, will not return, but they are expecting Shanquan Hemphill to play tonight. He'll come off the bench as Dennis, first three, no good. Offensive rebound.
And the challenge when you lose players in particular is when you lose them, in particular second half of the season, you don't have enough time, BA, to kind of make up ground when you lose key players down the stretch.
There goes Udeze again. No, can't get it to go. And now it's into the hands of Wilkins. Drake normally loves to run and play fast, but their personnel, they've had to slow it down a little bit. Wilkins misses a three. Daniel DeVries wants to be an up-tempo team. That's kind of his thing. He's had a great run here in 3 years at Drake, but they will play basically 7 players, and then Hemphill could get 10 to 12 minutes tonight. as an 8th player in the rotation. It's very tight, and they have to watch the minutes. Got a whistle underneath.
Watch inside Udeze right here. Just a little ball fake, spin back, get to that left shoulder, jump hook. What you do is when you attack size, BA, you got to move the size. And you do that early once you get possession. Now you go into your move, kind of negate some of that height. Look who's coming in the game, baby.
Shaquan Hemphill, they call him the Tank. It's been a great story. He is 5 weeks removed from surgery on a fractured left foot. He missed 9 games. Etienne misses the 3. Big score for Wichita State.
Man, I kind of like the early entry. The excitement is there. His teammates know it. You get him acclimated early, see what he can do with those positive minutes. And great move right there by Sturts. Able to get the curl right inside the lane. A quick hitting play for Drake, so let's keep our eyes on that.
Dennis with Sturts on him, gets a screen, 2-man game. Dennis will pull it, no. Rebound ripped down by Hemphill. And you know that motor is going. And Hemphill goes all the way. And it's going the other way. Offensive foul is going to put the ball back in the hands of the Shockers.
Well, I mean, on this play now, Hemphill getting downhill, beautiful charge, and putting his body in place by Udeze. But think about this. You don't have a lot of practice time, okay, to get yourself acclimated to getting back playing. So a lot of this energy that he's exerting early has been pent up for a long time. So good to see him out back on the court.
Wichita State's come up empty. The last 4 field goal attempts. Way kicks it inside. Here's Udeze going to work. Udeze, left hand, can't get the roll. Hemphill's got a couple of rebounds already. Yesufu, he is quick. He'll pull it, comes up short. I'm sure the nerves, Jimmy, are just rattling for both teams.
Yes.
Drake hasn't been to the NCAA tournament as a program since 08. There's Wade, and a 3-pointer. He is down for Trey Wade.
Well, the energy is there. It may not have the fans and excitement that we are accustomed to seeing and having in the NCAA tournament. May not be the venues, but at the same time, you're here. This is what you dreamt about now. It's a matter of shaking off those nerves and doing your job.
DJ Wilkins runs into a wall. Etienne, a good defender. Now Brody trying to return it, and Udeze with the strip. So far, Udeze's had the better hand. He's given up some size at about 40 pounds to Darnell Brody. And they're looking for him again inside. Cleared out. Udeze, Sturts, and gets a strip. That'll be a tie-up. Held ball, possession arrow will stay on this side of the floor. With Wichita State, we're off and running. All tied at 5 in West.
Welcome back to Mackey Arena, where Wichita and Drake are all tied up at 5. Wichita State is a team that we've grown accustomed to seeing in the NCAA tournament. But this year, their road started with a challenge that was far more shocking than their name. The Shockers got the world come crashing down on them, not because of COVID, but when they heard the news that the winningest coach in school history, Greg Marshall, was resigning due to allegations that led to an investigation into his physical and verbal abuse of players. Several players transferred, and the team lost 4 of their top 6 scorers from last season. That's when Coach Brown, who served under Marshall for 6 years, not only salvaged the season, but he was named head coach officially at the end of February. And Aldrake Gilbert told me that the team is using his confidence as fuel, and his hunger every day to be a better coach is admired and definitely inspires them on a high level, guys.
Ali really turned this program around. This could have been a completely different narrative, Jim, this Wichita State program. And if you don't follow them every day and you're just picking them up here in the tournament, it's a familiar team at the dance. But that's not the path they were on this year. And this is the guy at 51 years of age, and Isaac Brown, getting his first head coaching job, and he's got him here in great position.
Well, it goes back to this, too. The preparation part of him being a professional as an assistant coach for so many years has prepared him for this opportunity. You never know when it's going to come. It came all of a sudden. But because of that, he was able to step right in and do his job. And as you see the replay in here, the officials are looking for a hook and hold, which is a rule that was instituted last year. I believe it was, VA. And that's what they're looking at. But Coach Brown, I think one of the smartest things he did was he hired Billy Kennedy.
Yeah.
and experience coming from Texas A&M. Led his team 2017-18 to the Sweet 16. Having an experienced coach on the bench, head coach, very important.
Murphy coming together there with Udeze. The hook and hold that they're looking at. Bo Borowski, lead official, working with Brian McNutt over here. And we'll see a lot of these. We will see the hook and hold video replays. Let's bring in Gene Steratore. He is standing by for us all tournament long. What do you have here, Gene?
You know, for me, guys, it feels like that hook and that restriction, it's not a basketball play. It rises to the level of restricting 24. I think they put a flagrant 1 on that play personally and shoot 2 shots. You've got to hold there naturally, but then you have additional restriction. And that additional restriction now, to me, rises to the level of just excessive and unwarranted.
All right, you're all over it, Gene. It will be a flagrant 1 on Murphy, Tramel Murphy, who pulled Udeze to the ground. There is a Purdue connection to that as we play this game in West Lafayette. Remember Isaac Haas, a few years ago in the NCAA tournament, separated his shoulder, had an arm injury, and that's one of the reasons, health and safety. So there are frequent looks at hook and hold potential fouls that could be elevated to a flagrant 1 as Udeze knocks him down. 1 out of 2 for Udeze on the tees. It'll be Wichita State ball.
And a little choppy on both ends. 3 early turnovers for Drake. And again, nerves, excitement, all of these things. Fans back in the stands a little bit. Could be the calls are why it's a little bit choppy, but once the teams settle in, you see a little bit more rhythm to their offense. Good deflection that time by Sturge.
Ricky Council on the floor for the first time for Wichita State. Isaac Brown has an excellent bench and told us before the game he wants to try to get more minutes for his bench. He's got guys like Council, who's an incredible athlete, backup point guard and Porter and Jackson. And we'll see how it works. And he has a lot of weapons, a lot of firepower. It's just the opposite for Drake.
And why wouldn't you want to utilize that and kind of wear Drake down by continuing to put fresh bodies on the court? See the excellent defense that time. I think Coach Bo Borowski got a foul maybe.
Yeah, foul, no shot, foul on the floor.
I thought Wade had a little bit more ball.
By the way, the NCAA Division I Women's Basketball Championship begins Sunday at noon. Full coverage on ABC, ESPN, ESPN2, and ESPNU. For more information on game times and listings, go to ncaa.com. Top seeds in the women's side, NC State, South Carolina, Stanford, and UConn. Yesufu puts it in, and that's going to be a quick whistle. Etienne with the foul. First foul on Tyson Etienne. If Wichita State's going to advance, you figure Etienne's got to have a big night tonight. He is their top scorer, was the Co-American Athletic Conference Player of the Year with Quentin Grimes of Houston. And he has turned into a real star in the college game in the American, Etienne. Etienne will typically run with the reserves. There goes Yesufu. Can't get it to go. And on the ground for it. Nice pickup. Clarence Jackson, part of that bench mob that is so talented for Wichita State. Council, nice lead. Udeze with the finish. Boy, they're getting the big man active early. He's having a great start to this game, Udeze.
Yeah, and why wouldn't you? That time the attack off the break. Council able to maneuver inside, dump off a nice pass. Udeze easy basket again. And that's one of the things that Drake wanted to stay away from is their transition defense. They rarely turn the ball over, but when you do, this Wichita State team can make you pay. This is just straight penetration. Council down the middle of the lane, and now once the help comes and commits, Desi gets an easy 2 inside.
Isaiah Porbear Chandler on the floor. He has been out with an ankle injury, returning to the lineup, adding to Wichita State's depth. At their young point guard, Porter. And here's Council trying to turn the corner. Council, he's long and athletic, but he runs into a wall. Hit Darnell Brody.
Literally. Literally.
DJ Wilkins. And he's tied up. Held ball. Council able to dig it out. That's going to be Drake ball.
BA, size, big time percentage of the time wins. And that time, Brody, the smart thing, even though he elevated, he stayed up, and the mistake that a lot of players make is the arms come down at the end. Brody stayed parallel. That way he was able to avoid picking up the foul.
Brody transferred from Seton Hall. There goes Hemphill, a spin and a foul. Well, Hemphill, he is back and active. It's hard to believe. He had some hardware put in that left foot 5 weeks ago. Well, he looks good so far, and finally a chance to go to the line. Certainly getting his touches. Has not played since February 10th, had surgery on the foot February 11th. And their top scorer, averaging over 14 a game, the lefty, knocks down the first one. Oh, Jimmy.
Talk to me.
The big red balls are back.
Talk to me.
John Cena, Nicole Byer, they host a brand new episode of Wipeout on TBS. Don't miss the all-new season on a whole new network, April 1st on TBS. 1 out of 2 for Hemphill. Shockers up 8-6. Wichita State with the basketball. Lance Jackson runs into Brody as well. There's a lot of Shockers running into that big man. Kick it in the corner. That's a spot. And Hemphill with a rebound. And Ali LaForce, Hemphill, he is active quickly in this game. Looks like he wants to play more than 10 minutes here tonight. Three-pointer is off from Tremel Murphy. And a block on the other end. Murphy got a piece of that. And Council comes up short. Having a little trouble with Ali's microphone.
They should get together. That time Drake was able to avoid giving up an easy basket in transition. Be a great hustle back. That time by Murphy to, contest the shot.
Yesufu working a two-man game with Brody. That's Gilbert on him, gives it up. And Murphy gives it right back to the point guard. Sixth man of the year in the Missouri Valley Conference. Now in a starting role. His sixth straight start. Can't get those to go. That's his third try on that little runner in the lane.
Some tough shots early by Yesufu. Needs to square up a little bit more, get balanced just like that.
Al Tariq Gilbert. Nice little knockdown for the Shockers. He's a transfer out of UConn. They got a terrific point guard in Gilbert. Isaac Brown raving about his handling of this team. Murphy, no. And that's going to be Drake ball. Timeout on the floor. 10:54 left in this first half. First four from West Lafayette, Wichita State, and Drake. Wichita State on an 8-1 run here over the last 4.5 minutes. Take a look at our power behind the numbers presented by Powerade. And Jim, this Shockers team now in the American, you see what they've done this year in the national ranks, and it's tough because of the odd schedules, but they hang their hat on defense, especially three-point field goal defense.
Well, it's a matter of being in position and taking one-on-one matchups very seriously. When you can do that, now you prevent dribble drive penetration, which collapses the defense, and then you can kick out and get open three-pointers. And Wichita State, they do an excellent job of one-on-one individual defense.
Jonah Jackson on the floor for the first time for Drake. It's been a drought here for the Bulldogs. You can tell some nerves are flowing right now. And Brody double team, stripped away, turnover, and they're going to get a shot clock violation. That hurts Wichita State. They were ready to run in transition.
Well, and this play right here with Brody, either take an escape dribble towards the sideline when you see the double team coming, or make this play quick. Once you put the ball in the air, now you're susceptible to a lot of hands flying around, deflections, ultimately turn the basketball over. Quicker decisions once you see a double team coming.
Fourth turnover for Drake, just 2 for 12 in this game. Inside Udeze, bad pass. Gilbert able to recover. Approaching the halfway mark of this first half in this first four matchup. Porter comes up empty, air ball. Sturts the rebound. Here comes Drake. DJ Wilkins made the first field goal of the game for Drake. They've missed 10 of their last 11 and have turned it over 4 times.
That's the activity of the Shockers defense. And that time, even with that pass with Altari Gilbert right there, he deflected the pass. Now Drake has to take the ball out of bounds, reset, get back into something. So you never develop a rhythm offensively if you're Drake.
Daniel DeVries was able to get Hemphill on the floor. That's a bonus for Drake to get everybody acclimated as Murphy misses the 3 and the poor shooting continues. Only 6 points on the board under the 10-minute mark of this first half. Udeze was active early in the paint. And now Gilbert from the foul stripe will knock it down. He's got a little mid-range game, does Altari Gilbert.
But that's just knowledge of how to get to a spot. That time he pushed the screen down in the middle, BA, enough to get himself right at the free throw line for that pull-up jump shot. That's his experience.
Brody looking inside, turnover, another one for Drake. Number 5 for the Bulldogs. Outstanding Wichita State defense. Gilbert probing, bullet pass, nice catch. Udeze with a finish. How about the hands, huh?
Well, you know, it took a minute right now for the teams to settle in, but it's Wichita State feeling really good about themselves, making their defense create offense. Udeze able to finish. The Shockers up 8.
Wichita State leading 14-6. First of our 2 first 4 matchups from Mackey Arena in West Lafayette. Wichita State doing a number on Drake right now. It forced him another turnover. Drake now with 6 turnovers. And let's see, we got a whistle here to stop play. I think the officials want to check the clock. It was not reset properly on the live ball turnover.
Well, that's 6 turnovers. This is a team for Drake that only turns the ball over. You see that right there, 10.3. That's 10th national. Already have 6. So is that a factor of them being nervous, or is it the pressure defense of Wichita State? I like to say it's a combination of both.
See if Wichita State can capitalize here. Another turnover on the other end of the floor. And a chance to go up 10, possibly 11. 6 points is all Drake has mustered. Oh, what a finish right there. Falling away, the balance and the body control of Altari Gilbert. That's an 8-0 run and counting. Drake, no field goals made since the 16:30 mark. Eric Sturtz hit that one. They're 0 for their last 8. Sturtz gets inside and Sturtz misses. 0 for their last 9. Offensive board, Brody. Dennis, an excellent defender, all over Wilkins. Shakes him, now a step back. Wow, it's just a huge drought, Jim.
Can't get a clean look. I mean, that's the difference right now. The Shockers are able to get to their spots, get shots up cleanly. On the opposite end, Drake is just having problems getting clean look. Another clean look that time by Etienne, but not able to get it.
Offensive rebound, Udeze. That's going to be a foul on Drake. They're going to get Tramel Murphy. It's all going the Shockers' way thus far. Timeout on the floor. Some of the chosen ones that made it in. Tough ticket. Glad to have fans in the stands. About 20% occupancy. Been all Wichita State. They have really stifled the Drake Bulldogs. This Wichita State Shocker team. They were the top seed going into their conference tournament after winning the regular season, their first American conference title. They lost to Cincinnati in the semifinals and had to wait a long time to hear their name on the board to get in the big dance. As a first 4 entrant, winner of this game will match up against USC on Saturday. Late clock, Udeze, who's got a quick 7, another offensive rebound. Third opportunity here for Wichita State. And the pass too hot, last touch by Sturtz of Drake, and that'll be Wichita State ball.
Hey, talking about finding your rhythm. This, excuse me, this Wichita State team lost 2 out out of their 3 first games, but then won 15 out of 18. Kind of figured out who they were as a team, and as a result, playing some of their best basketball near the end of the season.
Etienne was great for them, just gave it up. Udeze now sizing up Brody. Another late clock scenario with 5 on the clock. Look at Udeze, right hand, left hand.
What you want. That time able to squeeze in between a narrow gap BA, then gather himself, use his left hand to go over the top of Brody.
Udeze with 9, and most of those coming on Brody inside. But a powerhouse, although he's given up a bunch of size. Brody trying to return the favor, just bangs his way in. That is a much-needed basket for Drake. They had missed 10 straight, Jimmy.
Well, finally got the pick and roll to work to their advantage, which they love to run. Brody able to slide right down the middle of the lane.
Ooh, you can hear that slap from here as Porter is fouled on his way in. Free throws coming.
No, Udeze right here using his ability and quickness to get by Brody. And then on the back end, this is just strength right here inside the back line. A little late for the Shockers to rotate over.
Greg Porter Jr., Indiana native. And misses the first. Hey, a reminder, the Bleacher Report app is home to all the action from around the tournament. Find your community by following your teams. Fan easier, fan faster, fan better. Download the Bleacher Report app today. Porter won a national championship at the junior college level at Vincennes. Back in his home state from Terre Haute, Indiana, and able to knock down 1 out of 2.
I knew I liked him for some reason. My mom actually is from Terre Haute. So I got some Indiana blood in my veins.
Sure, everybody in Toledo loves to hear that.
It's like, Indiana, why do you come to Indiana then and play? Like, nah, I'm good.
Porter, a little step back 3. No. There's Brody with a rebound. Hemphill back on the floor. Again, returning from injury. Trying to knock off a little bit of rust. And Drake needs him now. They also need Yesufu to get going. He's been their big scorer. Taking over for the injured Roman Penn. Yesufu working with Brody here. And now the lefty, Hemphill, hits it, needed it.
I like that action too. It was a quick pick and roll, didn't work. Then Brody went to Hemphill on the pass, then set the pick. Hemphill able to get to about 15 feet. Feel good about the stroke and knock it in.
Hearing some tank chants from the Drake faithful. Etienne hadn't gotten loose yet. Offensive rebound again, and this time put down by Dexter Dennis. Wichita State crushing Drake on the offensive glass these last few trips down the floor.
And Drake is a really good, rebounding team. But the activity of the Shockers are allowing them to get those second shots.
Ooh, nice spin by Sturtz. Ball knocked out of play, but it's going to be a foul on Wade. Well, this NCAA tournament is underway. 710 days, 23 months since we last played. Such a heartbreak last year that the tournament was canceled and the pandemic was in full force. Drake is here for the first time since 2008. And the 1-1 overall Gonzaga. And our crew, Jimmy and I and Allie, will be tracking up with the Gonzaga Bulldogs on their trek for an undefeated season. Let's check in with Allie LaForce. She's got more on Tank Hemphill. What do you have there, Allie?
Well, you see him checking in and out, but you can rest assured that he will be a vocal leader of this team, whether he's on the bench or on the court. Reminder, he hasn't played since February 10th, and I spoke with him. He told me that Tuesday was his first day doing a live practice. Before that, it was just rehab and recovery work. So definitely a minutes restriction, as you guys have talked about for this game. But he said while he was out, he noticed the team's ability to battle through adversity really well and how they found ways to win. He said, I stayed active in practice and during games as a player coach. He also did that at Green Bay when he redshirted. He said it's different when film notes and criticism come from coaches. So he tries to give a different angle coming from a teammate that they all know, love, and trust.
Hey, great information, and it shows you leadership. Okay, being a senior, you may not be on the court, but you're still engaged with your teammates. What you see from the sideline can help your teammates in times of duress. And right now, him being back on the court utilizes that, what he's learned by being on the bench, to help his team hopefully get back in this game.
Yeah, you talk about leadership. Coach DeVries was relying on that leadership. He said, we have an older team, which he's hoping is helpful in a tournament run. He said with their team's age, with their usual starting lineup, is older than the starting 5 of 3 NBA teams.
They average about 23 years of age right there. Sturts, and it's blocked. Ran into a wall. Excellent defender, and Dennis now on the other end. Jackson, and that's going to be a block on the other end. Good action there. Defense to offense. It was Dexter Dennis with the rejection on the defensive end.
Well, first it starts on this end of the court. That's excellent one-on-one defense by Dennis with the block shot. And Coach DeVries talked about this. One of the things that was the key, one of 2 keys for him, was transition D. And part of that is you don't take bad shots to put your defense in a tough position in transition. Don't turn it over.
Another missed free throw. Clarence Jackson, a 64% free throw shooter this year, averages just over 5 a game. He's got some motor, though. You know he's on the floor when he comes in. Part of this excellent bench. We talked about that great run for Drake, having won 18 in a row to start the year. Wichita State had an 8-game winning streak, including a win at the time over the number 6 team in the country, Houston. And they had won 8 straight going into their conference tournament with that big victory over Houston, who grabbed a 2 seed in this year's tournament. That's another block by Dennis. And it's going to be Wichita State ball. It's a block party here at Mackey Arena.
But the defense is in effect. You can't score, you get the ball up, and it gets rejected. Drake right now shaking the head, trying to figure out ways to cut into this lead.
Brian Anderson with Jim Jackson, Allie LaForce, 10-point Wichita State lead, Jimmy, and they have stifled the Drake Bulldogs on the defensive end.
Well, the scouting report says keep the Drake guards out of the lane. Check, been able to do that. 1, when Drake is good, 39% from behind the 3-point line, challenge that, check. 2nd and 3rd, when you create a turnover, get down the court, and that's Wichita State. So doing everything coaching staff has asked thus far, offensively and defensively.
Full court pressure here from Drake, something they like to do but haven't done a lot of because of their thin numbers. Corbett Chandler's going to get up a shot, left open. There's a rebound, offensive rebound. Gilbert can't get that one to fall, and that's going to be a foul on Wichita State. Clarence Jackson. Drake's season low for points in a first half, 22. That was against Loyola Chicago, who won the Missouri Valley Conference tournament.
Well, you know, the challenge is when you talked about this. Drake wants to play fast, but you can't because you only have a certain number of bodies. So you got to know when to push, know when to pull back, sometimes play zone defense, you know, try to conserve as much energy as you can, and also stay out of foul trouble.
All the guards getting a touch here. Now Brody into it. Shot clock to 9. Here comes Yesufu, who has not made a basket yet, and they need him. He's 0 for 5 thus far. Gets stuck in the corner. Whoa, that's the toughest shot he's had all night. Finally gets one to go, and maybe Yesufu will get untracked here. Key stretch here, under 3 minutes of this first half. Drake starting to get a little more flow offensively in the last few possessions. Gilbert patient. Dennis gives it up. Same spot, Corbett Chandler. Brody the rebound. Drake. And a quick pull on the 3-pointer. Rattles in and out. Flying high for the board is Jackson.
Almost had a good look in transition. That time Wilkins had to arch that just a little bit higher. But you got this lead under 10. Can you keep it there?
Council out of control, turns it over. Here comes Drake, it's Murphy on the drive with the left, gets the roll, it's good, and he took on Dennis. Timeout, Isaac Brown and Wichita State. The Bulldogs out of the valley with some life here in West Lafayette. Check that top line there. Michigan has an opponent now. Texas Southern taking down Mount St. Mary's, 60-52. Second NCAA tournament win for Texas Southern. They won a first 4-game 3 years ago. They'll play Michigan, Jimmy, right here on this floor at Mackey Arena.
Congrats to Texas Southern. Now you get to match up against a #1 seed, but so what? You're there. Be excited about it. Happy for Juwan Howard, too.
Shout out to the HBCUs.
Yep.
By the way, Texas Southern was down 10 at the half. Now they've won 10 straight games. Congratulations to them. This time Drake forces a turnover. Yesufu, Jackson closing. Oh!
Oh! Yesufu says, don't go up there with me. Woo!
See if the Shockers have an answer. There is some shock that Yesufu climbing the ladder over Jackson. Dennis for 3. Sturts the rebound. Drake got the momentum now. Approaching 1 minute remaining in this first half. Well, you want to settle into a game. It took Yesufu a while to get going. Hit a tough shot, that little mid-range fall away, and the highlight of the night thus far. Big possession for Drake. And they can't cash it in. Udeze secures the rebound. Earned a lot of clock. Wichita State now has found a drought of their own. They've missed 7 of their last 8. Long 3 from Etienne. He shoots those regularly, makes them. But he has not been much of a factor in this game. He's 0 for 4. That's his second missed three-pointer. About 7 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. Yesufu letting it tick. Now goes to work. Got to go quick now. Shot clock at 3 to 2. Yesufu, long 3. Oh, he's alive and well now, baby.
You're talking about momentum shift right now. Drake.
Half court heave, no good. 10-0 run for Drake to close the half. It's a 1-point game. Hemphill played 8 minutes. They like what they saw. 7 points, part of that 10-0 run. Let's check in with Allie LaForce. She's got more on Yesufu. What do you have, Allie?
Well, when Hemphill got hurt, Yesufu had to step up, and he said those were big shoes to fill. He said from the beginning of the season, he had to work really hard on his confidence because he was hurt last year with the knee injury, didn't have a lot of college experience. He learned that he had to talk a lot more. He said it was uncomfortable for him, but he noticed his teammates looking to him to be vocal and to be a leader. He said it's been a challenge, but in practice, an easy way for him to do that has been to give compliments and positive reinforcement. That comes out naturally for him, but he's become a better leader as the season's progressed.
Well, from one #1 to another, Allie, and Jimmy Tyson Etienne, this is going to be his half. This is a guy that averages 17 a game. He's got the donut on the board right now.
Yeah, big, strong point guard, loves to get downhill. Some of his favorite players, Damian Lillard, deep, long-range shooter. We saw the 3 he had, but he just has to figure out how not to force his offense, use what they have set, and take some very high percentage shots.
Going to be a foul on Garrett Sturts, I believe. Udeze, who was excellent early in the first half. They dumped it down into the big man, and he really had his way against Darnell Brody. And that seems to be what Wichita State wants to go with again here on the game plan.
Well, you can see a game plan that going into halftime for Coach Brown. Early and often, Udeze touched the ball, okay? And he was very effective. So guess what? Right at the beginning of this second half, who touches the pill early on? Who's at the free throw line? Udeze.
Udeze from Houston, Texas, went to the Montverde Academy in Florida. Now in his junior year against Cincinnati in the conference tournament, the American had 11 points in 32 minutes, had a block, had 7 rebounds. Isaac Brown liked what he showed inside, and that's been a big part of their offensive success so far tonight. Shockers by 3, just underway in this second half, and Brody, and count that one. Scored in the harm. Darnell Brody a chance at a 3-point play.
Well, it's amazing once the ball starts to go in how big the basket looks, and this time early setup by Brody to get Udeze on his back, and then excellent pass delivery inside to be able to catch before the defender came over.
You and I did a lot of Big East games together.
Yep.
Darnell Brody's not a name that you remember. He didn't play much at Seton Hall. He's found a home here with Drake transferring in. Was the newcomer of the year in the Missouri Valley Conference. All tied at 23 after Drake was down 12. Texas Southern won the other first 4 game tonight. They were down 10, remember. Come back to beat Mount St. Mary's. They advance to play Michigan. The winner here will advance to play USC. Ooh, some spice on that one from Udeze.
But listen, Udeze didn't have a lot of room to work with on the baseline, but the beautiful part about that, outside of the finish, BA, was how quickly, once he caught, he spent and then beat Brody off the dribble to the other side of the rim.
How many great big men have we seen on this campus in this venue at Mackey Arena for Purdue, and the big men might be a huge factor here. Old school, dump it down, let the bigs go to work. There's Yesufu, had a block. Dennis got the block, got his feet inbound, secures it. What a play. Gilbert gives it right back to him. Easy to spot with those pink shoes. Dennis, a 3-and-D player, and he is an excellent defender. He's got 3 blocks already. Udeze had it blocked. That is a foul. Tramel Murphy met him at the backboard, and a foul on Drake.
Well, listen to this. Just a dribble in the lane, short, gets it back, gets the foul. But here's the move right now. Catch, identify, swing through, one hand. Makes it look like it's easy, but you work on those moves, BA, all the time to be able to perfect it.
So they got Brody with a foul. Udeze misses the free throw. Morris Udeze, big rebounder. Had a double-double this year, his first career double-double against Tulane. And started to set some stakes down in the conference tournament. Been big tonight. 1 out of 2 for Udeze. And the big man with 14 points on 4 of 6 shooting. Some with the right, some with the left.
Always keep him off balance.
Brody, bullet pass. Good ball movement. Wichita State right with him every step. And here's Yesufu, 4-3. And Dennis able to, no, unable to. He threw it out of bounds. Dennis and Udeze collided. And Dennis unable to secure the possession for Wichita State. Drake ball, 20 on the shot clock as they reset it.
Brian, you know the difference when Brody sets up in post and Udeze? Brody doesn't have as much room to operate. That's because the outside shooting has not been going down until late for Drake. So you got to give him a little bit more room to operate that big body inside.
Murphy misses a 3, offensive board, Brody, and it's knocked away by Udeze. And that'll be Drake ball. And from 3-point range, Drake is 2 for 10. Wilkins hit 1, Yesufu hit the other. Remember Yesufu in that run, and he scored 7 out of 10. 1 of 9 from behind the arc for the Shockers. Sturts, and lost that one out of bounds. I tell you, Dennis is a handful.
He's everywhere. I mean, again, the activity, again, you don't have to get the steal, but now, once again, it's Drake having to reset their offense because of a deflection by the Shockers.
Got plenty of time on the shot clock here. And Drake goes to work, baseline drive. And it's wrestled down by Wade. Here comes Wichita State. Dennis with his head up. Etienne, they are desperate to get Tyson Etienne going. Co-American Athletic Conference Player of the Year this year. Still nothing to show for his effort tonight. Dennis, stop, pops a 3.
Well, as long as his partners in crime continue to knock down shots, that gives Etienne enough time to get in rhythm. And you've been around the game long enough to know, whether that's college or the NBA, a player like Etienne, all he has to do is see a couple shots go in, and he can develop that rhythm that can hurt this Drake Bulldogs team.
Dennis now with 5. He's been really shooting it well from behind the arc lately. His first make, there's Sturts, a flurry of moves, air ball. Wichita State closes down, empty set for Drake. Gilbert, the point guard, he'll pull a three now, and he is fouled on the three-pointer. Looks like Yesufu will be called for the foul. 3 free throws coming.
Well, it's the patience of Gilbert, too. And even with that brush screen, he allowed Trey Wade to get in front, and then he exploited. Whether that's him, Gilbert running the middle pick and roll, setting it up where he wants to get to, or in transition, that's just maturity and how to score and how to get your shot up.
Third foul on Yesufu. That could be a big story here, as Tariq Gilbert knocks down the first free throw. Hey, you can get non-stop March Madness news, picks, and highlights from every game on CBS Sports HQ, the free 24/7 sports network. Download the CBS Sports app to watch today. Tariq Gilbert, averaging just over 10 a game. He scored 10 points plus per game while at UConn. Had some injuries there, really couldn't get untracked. He's a former McDonald's All-American, shoulder problems. And here he is running the show at the point guard position for Wichita State. 8-0 run for Wichita State. Drake trying to put one through here as they trail by 8. All these guard entry passes and dribble drives just haven't been available for Drake. Shot clock gets late. Down to 3. Got to go quick now. Here goes Wilkins. Rises up, and that's a shot clock violation. And another defensive stand for Wichita State.
Well, when you rely on dribble penetration and beating your guys off the dribble as a main source of your offense, and you can't get it done, it's going to impact, 1, entry passes into Brody because you can't get there, get space, and 2, being able to get drive and kick scenario. This is a team with the Shockers. You're going to have to move the ball quickly, quick decisions, side to side, and then when that gap opens up, you have to be ready to put it on the deck and attack.
That's a 7th turnover for Drake, but the first since the 9-minute mark of the first quarter. That one's going the other way. It'll be Drake ball when we continue. Wichita State on an 8-0 run, second half, first 4. Winner advancing into the West against USC. All right, Wichita State leading 31-23 here. It's been an 8-0 run for the Shockers. And Drake getting the full court pressure from Wichita State. Interesting that Drake, throughout the regular season, assist percentage over 54%. So they were moving the ball well, sharing it well. They've just had 4 assists on 9 made baskets to start this game. It's been a lot better since. They went on that 10-0 run at the end of the half. And a lot of dribbling here. Dribble drive ends up as a turnover. Wait a minute. That's going to be a correction. That'll stay in the possession of Drake with 2 on the shot clock. So baseline out of bounds, Drake. That was Brian McNutt who came in and overturned the call. Yesufu puts it in. Brody's got to put one up, and it's going to be another shot clock violation. Turnover number 8.
Swarming defense. The beauty about the Shockers is this, is that all 5 players can guard one-on-one. And that, to me, stands out with the Shockers defense.
Let's check in with Allie.
That swarming defense and that defensive stop right there is one of the reasons that Coach DeVries said at halftime to his team, we have to get out in transition more. It's an easier bucket. We don't want Wichita State to be able to set up in their half court. He was very happy defensively. They ended the half with 9 stops, but it was the offense in the half court that has been the issue.
Yeah, you know, to get out in transition, 2 things need to happen. 1, first of all, you got to get stops. 2nd, defensive rebound. Now, a lot of times, you have to sprint out and maybe get that advance pass up the court, BA, before the defense gets set. Even if they don't get set, it flushes the defense below the free throw line. Then you can get some shots with guys trailing back into your offense.
Etienne misses again. Etienne now 0 for 5. 2 of those misses behind the arc. Again, Drake is a team, especially under Coach DeVries, that wants to play fast. That is their identity, but they're really not able to do that with the light personnel. It's going to be an offensive foul. Brody drops his shoulder. Maybe a little acting there by Udeze, and it's going the other way.
Well, you know the Oscars are coming up, right? So great job by Udeze by setting this up. Okay, taking the contact. And even if he did act, it wasn't an immediate jump back. So the official, Bo Borowski, right there at the baseline, didn't see that. All he saw was the body go back. So excellent job, Udeze right there, by absorbing all of that shoulder.
Yeah, he did take a shot. Clearly an offensive foul. 3 consecutive turnovers for Drake. 2 shot clock violations, and then that foul. Wade finding Udeze, going to work. Little spin. Udeze closed on with 2 Bulldogs, and that's going to be a foul. Morris Udeze going to the line.
But you see the difference. Udeze has room to work. Even when it got crowded here, he was already going up into his motion. Hence, Brody doesn't have the same kind of longevity to be able to go to work one-on-one down low.
3rd foul, Jim, on Darnell Brody. Udeze is winning that battle tonight, the battle of the big men. Hey, you can play the official bracket game of NCAA March Madness. The Capital One NCAA March Madness Bracket Challenge is ready for your picks. So get your brackets started now at ncaa.com or in the March Madness Live app. It's a good sign to see Tank Hemphill on the floor. He played 8 minutes in the first half. Daniel DeVries thought he might be able to give him 10, but they were going to see how it would go. And crucial minutes here for Hemphill on the floor. Been their best scorer this year, but out with a foot injury after missing 9 games. Returns tonight. Issa Samaka on the floor as well for Drake, and that's going to be a whistle. Looks like Etienne going to be called for the foul.
Well, even with this dribble weave, it still didn't have continuity. You know, you're expecting, I think that's Wilkins right there, to come off, easy handoff, get to the opposite side of the court, but the Shockers are doing an excellent job of kind of messing up and messing with the spacing and crowding it up, taking that away from Drake.
Turned into a tough night for Etienne. Still time to turn it around, though. No points, 3 fouls. 8-point game. There's DJ Wilkins with an air ball. Udeze with a rebound, and that's a foul. They're going to get Garrett Sturge. So Etienne, he's the guy they count on, Jimmy, and just has not been his night thus far.
Now, you talked about it averaging 17 points a game, but can't find his rhythm. Got some good looks. I mean, that free throw line jump shot, that's one that he can knock down. But one thing he's not been able to get, BA, is to the basket. Or if I'm the coaches, I'm saying, listen, let's see if we can get you to the free throw line just so you can develop and see the ball go through the net and develop some kind of rhythm.
By the way, Drake already with 6 fouls. Could be a lot of free throws down the stretch. Next one will have Wichita State in the bonus. There goes Udeze. Gives it up and a turnover. Hemphill comes away with a loose ball. Hemphill on the push. Hemphill patient spin. Oh, and he's denied. It's another block. This time from Wade. Dennis gets into the paint, and that's a foul. Issa Samaka with the foul as Dennis was aggressive.
Well, the block, but what allowed Dennis to kind of get to his spot? Now, Dennis is right here in the play. Okay, he blocks it. Now, once you get down court, the advance pass, oh, that was Trey Wade on the block, I'm sorry, but then Dennis, by advancing the ball up kind of quickly, now he was able to navigate himself down the lane and get himself to the free throw line.
Dennis has 3 blocks. Wade just got his first. Wichita State has 6 blocks in this game as Dennis hits a free throw. Send it over to Ali LaForce.
Brian, you mentioned that Dexter Dennis was a 3-and-D guy, but he told me yesterday, early on I was not a 3-and-D type player. I brought the ball up the court in high school. I had free reign to do whatever I wanted. Then when I came to Wichita State, they made me a winner. He said at first I wasn't a fan of defense, but when I started getting more playing time because of defense, I was like, well, hey, the longer I'm out there, the better I feel, so I can buy into this.
It's funny because a lot of players see their value as just putting the ball in the basket, but Dennis discovered his minutes came from playing defense, and once he was on the court, then he was able to utilize his offensive talents.
It's going to stay Drake ball here after the miss by Yesufu. You know, Dennis is all academic in the conference. 3 times he's been on the academic honor roll has Dexter Dennis. He's a smart guy, and he figured out the way to stay on the floor, be that 3-and-D guy. He's a relentless defensive player, and he's really shot the ball well lately from 3-point range. 20 on the clock here for Drake. Drake's missed their last 8 shots. Yesufu goes, and the little floater is good. Nice touch.
Now that time, the quick play. Murphy back out to Yesufu. Now that gap was open for a split second. That's what I was talking about, B.A. Yesufu able to get down and hit that runner right in the lane.
2 longtime conference rivals in the Missouri Valley Conference. Wichita State leaving that conference 4 years ago. A familiar matchup, Drake and Wichita State, as Dennis high off the window, gets a friendly bounce. Shockers lead is 9, Dennis has 8. Yesufu with the left hand, and that's going to be on the baseline. That'll stay Drake ball, 11:56 to go in regulation.
Well, you know, when you're good defensively. You figure out ways, but now Yesufu able to find a little gap to get it in, just to squeeze in the offense and right back at you. Wichita State still rolling.
Game summary, Wichita State leads it by 9. Their lead was 12 in the first half. Drake had a big comeback late in the first half, but now Wichita State has opened it up. And Jimmy, going to be a lot of free throws in this game. You figure Wichita State already in the bonus. 3-point shooting's been poor. Wichita State, not a great 3-point shooting team throughout the course of the regular season, kind of middle of the pack in the country.
Well, they are, but also their free throw shooting, you think about it, they shoot 68, 69%. So a lot of your ball handlers are not as clutch from the free throw line, so we got to keep our eye on that if Drake gets back in this game and forces the issue where the Shockers have to close this out from the free throw line.
Did you hear that? There was a horn that popped as soon as the ball was in play. So I think they want to clean this up here. Isaac Brown, what a job he's done from interim coach to coach of the year in the conference. There's a coach of the year in his conference as well, Daniel DeVries in the Valley. Twice he's won that award in his 3 years and was rewarded with an 8-year contract extension. He's an Iowa guy through and through, and longtime assistant at Creighton.
Right.
Under both Dana Altman and Greg McDermott.
You're talking about some teachers. You know, it's funny when I was talking to Coach DeVries too. I said, how much of it is Dana? How much of it is Coach Mack? He says a combination of both. By seeing what they do offensively, you can see a lot more with McDermott in regards to the transition, getting up the court quickly, searching for threes, using the pick and roll.
So they added 4 seconds to the shot clock. Under 12 minutes to go in this second half. First 4 matchup between the Shockers of Wichita State and the Drake Bulldogs. Drake here in the tournament for the first time since 2008. Yesufu has a premium defender on him. Couldn't shake him, and it's off the foot of a Drake player. That'll be Wichita State ball.
Well, the decision right here for Yesufu to kind of get into the gap wasn't a good one because Udeze was standing right there by the block, so you had no room to operate.
That was a bad call. That touched Udeze last.
Yeah.
4 turnovers now, last 4.5 minutes for Drake, one of the better teams in the country protecting the ball. That's an and one for Udeze. 2 on the board, a chance at a 3-point play for Morris Udeze.
Well, Coach Brown showing again how deep his playbook is. A quick play, quick hitting play that allows Udeze at the top, the free throw line, to now exploit his quickness and pick up the 4th foul on Darnell Brody. Again, moving Udeze around the court when Brody is on him, I think is critical because now Brody then has to shift and move with him and doesn't have the lateral quickness to stay with him.
All 4 of those fouls you mentioned, Udeze has pinned on Brody in this half. He didn't have any fouls in the first half, and it's a 3-point trip down the floor.
Great call, Brian.
37-25, Shockers by 12. Drake had a run in the first half. Do they have another one in them? That's a good way to start it. Tramel Murphy knocks down a three.
But notice this. Even after the free throw, Drake was able to get the ball up court quickly. It touched the corner. Then once it went back out, now Murphy was wide open for a jump shot.
This is such a significant advantage for Wichita State. This portion of the game, because of their bench, and the two guys that are out there now, Clarence Jackson and Craig Porter Jr. Gilbert probing, point guard finding Udeze. That's a hot hand. Oh, just strong inside. Udeze again.
Just too much inside.
19 points on 7 of 10 shooting for Udeze. Sturts out of control, and he's tripped. Foul on Wichita State.
Well, now Sumaka comes in the game. They take advantage of that's recognizing who's guarding who. And knowing that Udeze still has the mismatch inside, why go away for something that is working for you?
Garrett Sturts knocks down the first free throw. Gives us a chance to remind you, coming up next on TBS Inside March Madness, presented by Buick. Garrett Sturts at the line, Iowa native. From Newton, Iowa, Newton High School, 1 out of 2. And they need all the points they can get right now. The lead is 10 for Wichita State as we approach the 10-minute mark.
But doesn't it feel like Wichita State should be up like 15 or 20 right now? It has that feel, but yet Drake is still, despite some of the miscues and turnovers, they're still right here within reach.
I mean, if you're Drake, you feel like they're letting you hang around.
Yeah.
If you're Wichita State, you're up 10 and you've got nothing from Etienne. You got to figure he's going to come alive at some point. Yesufu. That little floater is good. He's got a strong float game, does Joseph Yesufu.
Yeah, Yesufu had to work hard for that. And look at this.
Oh, get it out of here. Denied by Samaka. Right into the hands of Dennis. Man, there have been a ton of blocks in this game. That's 10 total. The 4th for Drake. Dennis on the drive. Baseline. Two-handed jam. Dexter Dennis fires it down.
See, when you pay attention and know Samaka is going to be able to block shots, you go up there with the intent to dunk the basketball.
Jackson certainly disrupted that with Udeze. And that's going to be last touch by Udeze. That'll be Drake ball.
Man, well, this is how you get rid of a shot blocker right here. You just go up, get above the rim, jump before he does. Oh, no. Dexter Dennis right there. You mentioned him being an offensive player. He's showing a lot of that in this game. Ooh.
Yesufu.
Okay.
And he has hit some big shots tonight for Drake. That one brings him within 7.
Underneath out of bounds. Coaches work on this all the time, and that time able to spring free. Except for right there for that, I think a big three-pointer after that exciting play by the Shockers. Everybody's feeling good about yourself. Now you come back and kind of quiet the crowd, so to speak, by knocking in that 3.
I mean, it's 20% capacity, but it's loud. Both represented well. Mackey Arena, if you don't know this venue, is one of the great venues in all of college basketball and one of the loudest in all of college basketball, and it holds a lot of that noise.
Trust me, I know firsthand.
Yeah, I know you do.
Too much, 1 and 3 in this arena, I know.
Three-pointer no good by Jackson, a scrum for it. Etienne comes away with it. Another opportunity for Wichita State. They've had a good run with the offensive boards. Making Drake play a long time here on the defensive end. Jackson, clock at 6. And now Jackson gets stuck. Kind of a disrupted play here, and Etienne is fouled on his way in. Things were in a bit of a scramble. Etienne's going to go to the line.
Yeah, but, you know, teams that are older understand that they know how to operate when the shot clock is going down under duress, and that time you can see the back door coming for Etienne. And to me, what's impressive about Etienne is this, B.A. He's the leading scorer of the team, shot not falling, but yet and still he has the maturity not to try to force things knowing that his team is in command of this game. And that's a level of maturity that you expect from an older player as a senior, and this is just a sophomore.
He's a sophomore that has been clutch for Wichita State. Knocked down clutch game-winning free throws against Citadel in their conference tournament in the American. And man, he just can't see one go through right now. He is 0 for 6 from the field, 0 for 3 from three-point range, and this, in his first trip to the line, misses his first foul shot. Etienne normally runs with the 4 that come off the bench. Isaac Brown's tightened up that rotation. So it's Wilkins, Yesufu, Murphy, Sturtz, and Samaka on the floor for Drake. Foul trouble with their big man Brody. He's got 4. And here's Murphy for 3. Ooh, that is a nice stroke. Tramel Murphy hits another 3. He and Yesufu bringing Drake back into the picture now. Just a 5-point game.
Yep, you see a little pressure coming back up. The beauty about making baskets, BA, you can set your defense to see if you can try to get a steal.
Etienne sets up the corner man. Dennis can't hit it. And Etienne's going to be called for the foul. Hard collision with Wilkins and Etienne. Timeout on the floor. Does Drake have a rally in him? Three-pointers are falling. First Yesufu, then Murphy. First for West Lafayette. Well, the first round begins tomorrow with the Nissan NCAA tip-off show on True TV at noon Eastern. 16 games, Jimmy, across TBS, CBS, TNT, and True TV tomorrow. You decide the games to watch.
Well, the Illinois Drexel, and I say this, the Big Ten is very reminiscent of the 1989 season when Big Ten got 4 teams to the Sweet 16. Of course, Illinois and Michigan played in the Final Four. You may be able to see a duplicate of that this year with Ohio State, Illinois, Michigan, and Iowa all vying for a chance to get a national championship.
Inside, coming out of the timeout. Samaka springs free. Nice setup. Scoring run for the Drake Bulldogs at 14-5. Wichita State had a 12-point lead 8.5 minutes into this second half. They were down 12 in the first half as well. Drake down 1 at the half. Low scoring first half at 21-20 as Dennis can't get it to go. And that's going to stay on this side of the floor. They're going to take a look here, I think, at a hook and hold, possibly.
Well, go back to the play and the dunk. Coaches love this. You know why? In the timeout, drew up a play, and your team was able to execute. Now, whether you make the shot, sometimes it's out of your control, but did you execute the play the way we drew it up in order to get the shot? The answer emphatically is yes.
And we'll check it out. The officials will go to the monitor. Hook and hold is always something to check. Sturtz.
Now, the first one early was
And
Udezi was involved with the first one too, right?
yeah, he was. And he's involved in everything in the paint tonight. Let's bring in Gene Steratore. What are you seeing here, Gene?
To me, guys, it looks like Tremel Murphy has got that arm up underneath of the Wichita State player. But this, different than the other, is that both arms disengage, I feel, as they start to go up. But then as we see this angle from the top of the backboard, we see another Drake player coming from the other side with arms that are entangled as well. Look, in these situations with big guys in the paint fighting for rebound positions, as I know James knows, you're going to have arms that intertwine and tangle and things of that nature. But what you're looking for is, does something then rise to the level of a non-basketball related play, excessive, unwarranted? And as I look at the Drake player number 3, Sturtz, it looks like he is the one that they may be looking at for restricting the Wichita State Udezi that from getting up. If you watch that left arm, there's a little hook there, but I don't think any of those really rise to unnecessary or excessive, right? They all look like common fouls to me from these angles.
All right, they just Posted that too, Gene. You're right on it. That is going to be a common foul on Sturts. The call on the floor originally was against Garrett Sturts.
Hey, Gene, this is just for me. Bro, you got 2 right. I think the Mega Millions right now, it might be 200 million something. Shoot me a couple numbers that I can play right now.
Gene hasn't missed on these since he turned into a television guy.
Hey, you know, official, we had to question him. But right now, he's in our booth, so great job, brother.
Yeah, I like how he called you James, too.
Oh, yeah.
That got you quiet, quick.
It got me. Yeah,
I thought
I was in trouble, man. Or the bill collector was calling me or somebody.
Udeze cannot hit the free throw. 43-39, it's a 4-point game. 1 for 2 at the line for Udeze. He's got his career high. He's tied it. Oh, and Yesufu, I beg your pardon, hits a big 3 again. Well, he's had some monster shots in this game. He's got that sense just when you need to hit a big one, and he's done that.
Yeah, now the pressure switches over to Wichita State because Drake hasn't been able to cut this lead to 1.
Gilbert misses, maybe ill-advised. Now Drake on the push. They got a chance to take the lead right here. They were down 12 just 3 minutes ago. Wilkins gets caught in traffic, gets it back. And a hot pass for Sturts, plenty of time to get it organized. Waits on Murphy. Get it back in the hands of DJ Wilkins. Now Yesufu. Gilbert on him, long 3 on its way, short. Dennis secures.
Tough shot right there. I know Yesufu is feeling good about himself, and that's a shot, but I believe he had enough room to kind of navigate off the dribble to maybe get a higher percentage shot, but now you just got to lock in on the defensive end if you're Drake.
5.5 to go in regulation. This first 4 matchup. Winner advancing to play USC. And nice lead. Wade with the dunk. This time Udeze with the pass.
Beautiful look inside, but beautiful cut by Wade.
Udeze only had 9 assists during the regular season. That was a beautiful lead. There's that floater by Yesufu. Exchanging baskets now. It's a 1-point shocker lead with the ball.
Yeah, which team, BA, can get multiple stops on the defensive end? They do that. Now you separate yourself with the ability now to get some points on the board without your opponent scoring.
2 key figures on the bench right now with foul trouble. Etienne with 4, Brody with 4, and Udeze can't get it. Wade is there. That one was partially blocked, I think. Now Wade again, another offensive rebound, and that's going to be shocker ball. Drake cannot secure the board.
No, Udeze right here, shoulder, absorbs the contact, good no call. Wade once, denied, twice, denied. Just battling inside. Each possession magnifies as you get under the 5-minute mark. And you can see how important it is to both teams.
Darnell Brody on the floor, playing with those 4 fouls, and they go right down into Udeze. And Brody stands tall, gets the rebound. Excellent defensive stand for Drake and Brody.
Well, to play disciplined defense that time by Brody.
Drake's hit 5 of their last 6. They got a chance to take the lead. And here's Brody, powered his way in with the reverse. And Drake is on top. First time they've led Jimmy since it was 5-2.
And what was it? Downhill. Yesufu able now to dribble, beat, suck into defense, and make the correct play.
We're set up for a finish here. This is going to be something. Under 4, turn it over. Drake ball with the lead, and the big man's back on the floor, Jim.
Well, you're never out of it. Darnell Brody first with the defensive stop, hands up, and then inside playing peekaboo on the baseline, able to get a layup. Guess what? Drake is up 1.
Daniel DeVries, now in his 3rd year, has his team on top by a point with the basketball. Under 4 minutes to go. The starting 5 are on the floor for both coaches right now. Wilkins, Yesufu, Murphy, Sturts, and Brody. For Wichita State, Dennis, Etienne, Gilbert, Trey Wade, and Udeze. Yesufu has 19. There's the switch. Wade's on him. Oh, get it out into the second row here at Mackey. Wade, the denial.
Well, 6'6", Wade, 6 foot. Yesufu. Ability and confidence to know he can guard him off the dribble a little bit too. Didn't give him a lot of room to get that shot up.
7 blocks, 5 on the shot clock. Drake with the ball and a 1-point lead, 3:32 left in regulation. Dan DeVries takes a timeout. He's got 2 left. You see the game reset. That is Ashley DeVries, the wife of a coach. That is a tough existence in a moment like this, Jim.
It is. You know, now this is a tough inbounds because you don't have a lot of the baseline to work with. You can't lob a pass if you're Drake because if it gets tipped by the Shockers, it's an easy fast break opportunity. You have to come to the ball. And Wilkins right here tried to grab an extra 2 feet on the sideline. Smart play. The officials didn't go for it, though.
Yeah, Brian McNutt moved him right back. All right, 5 seconds on the timer. Yesufu guarded by Gilbert. Yesufu pull up. Can't get it. Brody, no. Gets another one. Ball is loose. On the ground, it's Etienne. He comes away with it. He's trying to get a timeout. Instead, that's going to be a held ball.
Drake's ball.
Possession arrow belongs to Drake.
Wow. You know, and that's a big possession for Drake. Battling inside. Brody right there on the offensive rebound. Just couldn't grasp it and get it in. Excellent job by Etienne to get on the ground first. Getting that possession. Arrow gives Drake another opportunity on the offensive end to extend this lead.
And a little cleanup. Good work.
Great work. You see
was
the
quick.
shoes? You
That
see
was
the
good
shoes?
form. Had his legs under him.
Oh man, he had some shoes on too. He had some gold on the right on the tip. He was ready for this game.
20 on the shot clock for Drake. Yesufu will get it started here. They've been down on this floor for a while. Multiple offensive rebounds for the Bulldogs. 1-point lead. Oh, Yesufu bounced it off his foot. A turnover for Drake.
Well, you know why? Yesufu at the last minute looked up, and here was Trey Wade coming over. So he saw him coming, and that quick second and look up caused the ball to go off of his foot. Big time turnover that time by Drake.
Turnover number 11 for Drake. Yesufu with his second. Now Wichita State a chance to regain the lead. Twice they have led by 12. First half, and here in the second half. Udeze goes strong with a left hand. Back to the bread and butter for Wichita State.
I'll tell you what, and Murphy got away with one because Jamel Murphy reached in and got a piece of Udeze in his arm. The official didn't call it, but once again, Udeze able to operate inside the paint and be successful.
Udeze having the night of his college career. Got a hand on it, Gilbert. Here is Sturts, finds an open man. Three-pointer on its way, and down it goes. Jamel Murphy hits a 3. Drake leads by 2. Approaching the 2-minute mark. Shockers in the double bonus here. A foul will put him at the line for a pair. Here goes Udeze working on Brody with those 5 fouls. That's a travel and a Wichita State turnover. Drake ball.
Wow, give Brody a lot of credit. Watch him slide his feet, cut off the baseline, stay straight up in the air, and force one of the few mistakes by Udeze right there in the post.
Got to give Darnell Brody a lot of credit. He's been playing with 4 fouls, and he's been impactful on both ends. Coming down to it. The winner will enter into the West region. They'll take on the 6-seeded Trojans of USC. That'll be Saturday. Yesufu draws the double. Sturts gets it right back in his hands. This is a 3 on the way short. Sturts offensive rebound. A hot one off the front of the rim. And Drake has another chance to add to their lead.
Yesufu right here, just calm down, going about 8 seconds.
Shot clock at 5. Brody now Got to put one on. That's a tough shot. Oh, he hits it. A little turnaround mid-range. Oh,
Big fella.
largest lead of the game. It is 4. Unable to answer is Gilbert. Now Drake in the driver's seat. 45 seconds to go. Do you foul?
Yeah.
They do. Wow. Big Darnell Brody, come on.
But just when you thought it was safe to get back in the water, Brody said, nah, not too soon, my friend.
So they had one to give. They'll be side out here. Last NCAA tournament win for this program, 1971, 50 years ago to the day they beat Notre Dame. They had a heartbreak in 08. Lost on a game-winning 3, and that's going to be a timeout. Yesufu picked up his dribble. Timeout on the floor. Drake with possession, 37.5 left. What a game. What a finish at the first 4. Last time Drake played in the NCAA tournament, 2008, Western Kentucky's Ty Rogers set up for a 3-ball, a long-range 3 at the buzzer in overtime to upset the Bulldogs in the first round on the wrong side of a March Madness memory. And our buddy Tim Brando, the iron was kind on that one. Didn't even touch the iron. So now Drake with a chance for an NCAA tournament victory. 35 seconds left. You figure a foul is coming. Sturts gobbled up. What do we have? That's going to be a held ball. That's Wichita State ball.
Well, and that's why I'm an advocate of this. When you have time left on the clock in the game, that first initial trap, if you can get a guy in a corner and trap and don't foul, the ball handler, BA, is looking and holding the ball, thinking he's going to get fouled, hence a 5-second call.
They double team Etienne. Etienne has not scored. He's playing with 4 fouls. This is Gilbert. Oh, what a finish inside. Alteri Gilbert with an acrobatic layup, and Wichita State down 2. Drake ball when we come back. Each team in the bonus now, rest of the way. Double bonus for Wichita State. And how about Gilbert? And this finish high off the window, Jimmy, to pull him within a pair.
Well, that's what you needed, a quick 2. Now, strategy-wise, for Drake, you have a timeout. Second, the passer inbound. Don't be stagnant to a spot. Move down the baseline to get an easier pass. Third, do not, if you're Drake, try to catch the ball in the deep corner. A trap will ensue. They'll try to do the same thing in regards to getting the 5-second count.
They break that press. Shot clock is off. And Yesufu is fouled. He was close to the midcourt line. And that'll put Yesufu at the line in the bonus here. 1-1 for Joseph Yesufu. Wichita State has 2 timeouts remaining. Drake has the 1 left.
And I'm surprised, too, that the foul didn't come a little quicker once the ball got inbounded, and I think it was Wilkins had it.
Knocks it down. 81% free throw shooter. Chance to make it a 2-possession game right here. The second free throw of the game is good. Money free throws from Joseph Yesufu. Wichita State got to go quick. They're down 4. Etienne, no, and a steal. It's Tramel Murphy with a steal. Now Dennis takes it right back. Clock ticks to 10. 3-pointer on its way. Dennis! Oh! Dexter Dennis gets the steal and the 3. 1-point game. Dexter Dennis. They said they want him to be a 3 and D. He's a D and 3 right here, and the Shockers are in it.
But you know what? How about the awareness, knowing that they had some numbers in transition, that even if he missed the shot, I don't know if he was thinking it, they can get the offensive rebound. But that time he was able to walk up, BA, off the excellent hustle and walk into a 3-point shot, now making it again a 1-possession game.
Wichita State took the timeout. They have one left. Drake has one timeout. Possession arrow belongs to Drake. Man, the madness is back. It is maddening for those when you're in it like these individuals are. Boy, this is so much fun. We missed you so much this tournament. What a play by Dexter Dennis, not giving up.
You don't at this point of the game. And look, you got some shockers already down the court. Maybe if you miss that, you can get an offensive rebound. We talked about the play of Dexter Dennis throughout this game. And he's made some big shots, none bigger than that one right now to put the Shockers down by 1.
Dennis has 11 this second half. He's got 13 for the game. He gives Wichita State a chance here. Drake with the lead and the ball and a timeout and possession on a held ball. Bo Borowski over here at the scores table, making sure clock is accurate, making sure feet were behind the line, which they clearly were for Dennis.
Yeah.
And they're looking at time as well, so maybe adding a little time here, we'll see. During the timeout, officials just trying to get all the particulars
Get it right.
right. And are we good with 8.1? Thumbs up from everybody. All right, here we go. I think they're still waiting to add some time to the clock, or not. Man, this is agonizing right now. I mean, you're in this game and you're ready to go. They're going to take time off. 7.8 seconds is what it's going to be. I mean, there's pressure on the clock man right here too.
I know, he's a little nervous over there. Hey, he's been out of the tournament kind of atmosphere for a while.
We've all texted under pressure, man. You got to push those buttons.
Come on.
All right, 7.8 seconds. Drake with the lead in the ball. They're in the bonus, and no whistle. There is a foul, and that's going to send Yesufu back to the line after he just knocked down 2 clutch free throws.
Now the question is always this: if Yesufu makes both of these, if you're Drake, do you foul right away and not allow the 3-point shot to go up? If he makes both.
Well, he missed it. And Wichita State a chance at the final shot. They're down 1. This is for the win. Oh, off the front iron. Oh my goodness. The Drake Bulldogs survive. And Drake will advance. My goodness. A missed free throw, a shot to win it. Drake hangs on. They had lost 11 consecutive games to Wichita State, going back in their time together in the Missouri Valley Conference.